Hello and welcome. If you're watching this, it probably means you're the next team to follow on from the insane progress of the summer months. So sit down, buckle up, and listen closely, because there's been a lot of progress for the market analysis team over the last 3 months. I'm going to break it down into 3 key sections. Firstly, data collection. Secondly, supply chain research. And thirdly, relationship management. Let's start with data collection. The teams here collected a lot of data, but there is still room for heaps of improvement. The first type of data is from farmers. This involved the teams empathizing, interviewing, and surveying farmers to find out a whole range of information on how they farm, which will ultimately feed into the application and blueprint algorithm. Initially, this meant going door to door. However, after running into a few logistical blocks, like travel time and cost, as well as the cultural block that you need to go through the headman when entering a village, a pivot was made to instead arrange village meetings. A quick aside, this meant drinking litres and litres of kava. The result of which is that 150 datasets are being collected, a total of around 50 each month. The second type of data is from the municipal markets. This involved teams going to the markets in Nandi, Suva and Sigatoka to find out exact quantities, produce types and costs. This is essential so that in the future we can quantitatively compare the effectiveness of the blueprint against standard farming practices. The result is that we have data from 3 municipal markets. The third type of data is photos of pests and diseases. Unfortunately, due to a range of issues and choices, there were barely any taken. Going forward for you guys, and all the next months, it is essential that you do partly prioritize getting this data. Now onto supply chain research. Over the 3 months, around 30 supply chain members have been met and empathized with. This involved going to a range of places, including restaurants, hotels, resorts, suppliers, exporters, importers, and more. The result of which is that we are starting to get an in-depth understanding of how FarmEd can fit in, where the blocks will be, and where the opportunities lie. Namely, the 3 things to note is that there are not enough local producers going to hotels or to exporters, the middlemen are minimizing farmer income, and produce needs to become more organic. Lastly, onto relationship management. Now this is where at times all the FarmEd teams work together with their specific FarmEd knowledge. In December, the relationships are with the media. In particular, we secured and interviewed the Fiji Times and were published in their newspaper, and the Fiji Entrepreneur and were published in their monthly magazine. The other major relationship was with Salita, who was a part of DCOS and Vodafone, and further is now hugely instrumental in facilitating our entry into villages. In January, the key stakeholders were IFAD, the International Fund for Agricultural Development, the High Commission of Australia, FCOS, the Fiji Council of Social Services, SPBD, the South Pacific Development Bank, FRIEND, the Foundation for Rural Integrated Enterprises and Development, MOA, the Ministry of Agriculture, and PCDF, Partners in Community Development Fiji. Finally, in February, we prioritized one stakeholder, which we thought would be integral in getting funding as well as facilitating future workshops. This was Agrana, a multi-billion euro company, which has a network of 450 farmers and a keen interest in exporting as well as organics. Let you know where FarmEd's at. Get pumped! Because not only are you going to get so much done, you're going to have such an amazing time doing it.